Hey Clear Lake peeps, Ross England here with my able-bodied assistant Debbie holding the camera right now. Today is February 20th, 2024. We've had another little atmospheric event that came through, and the lake level has gotten up to a point where there's been some damage as well as some closures, which is kind of normal when the water level gets to this height. So I thought, we'll get around the lake and show you some launch ramps, and we'll talk to you about what's actually going on and what's happening. I know there's a big catfish tournament that's coming up here this next weekend, and then we're only about 3 weeks away from a Major League Fishing event. So I'm sure there's going to be people bouncing around up here. So hang with us. We'll try to get around the lake today and show you 5 or 6 launch ramps and their condition, and just talk about them real quick. See you soon. Okay, here we are, Redbud, and as you can see, they have pulled the pins on the launch ramp docks, and they also have caution tape up. So effectively at this point, Redbud is closed, and I can only guess based on past experience that it probably won't reopen until the lake gets down to about 7.5 feet, or just full again. So this is the current situation. Off to the next one. Okay, here we are at Clear Lake Oaks ramp, and as you can see, the ramp is open. I don't know if I caught it or not, but there's actually one truck with a boat trailer on the ramp itself, or in the parking lot. They're out fishing. I can't tell you what the story is, so I'm going to defer to Bob Tyler's report. The ramp obviously looks like it's open. It does not look like they pulled the pins to the dock yet. That's why it looks like when you walk out the cement, the dock goes up instead of level. So I'm not sure what the story is on this one. The ramp is obviously open, and looks like the diner's open out there too. All that white, that big long white line, is pelicans. So just to give you an idea, this is what they call the beach that they've launched off of in the past. So on to the next one. Okay, here we are at Lucerne. This is Lucerne Harbor. It doesn't look like they've done anything with the pins on this left-hand side of the ramp, but the right-hand side, they've obviously pulled the pins. You can see it free-floating with a sign that says boat ramp closed. And in perfect fashion, since it says boat ramp closed, there you got 2 bass fishermen out. So they've used the ramp. Sorry I'm shooting these from inside the car. It's just raining. The interesting thing is, as we drove around the lake on Highway 20, you could see a lot of water, and for the most part, the water looks pretty clear. Here it's starting to get a little bit more stained, and I would assume as I go more, farther west, it'll get worse. But so there you go. This is the launch ramp in Lucerne. Here we are at 5th Street, downtown Lakeport, and everything looks pretty normal right now. No coverage from Quagga Guy. There's about 4 trailers in the parking lot. Got a bunch of dead tules that have floated up in between, but the docks all look like they're still intact. So we're probably good for another, I don't know. It's 8 feet today. Probably could go to 8.5 without any problems, but we'll see. Okay, 3rd Street, downtown Lakeport. And as you can see, this dock is out of action. The dock itself. The launch ramps still look like they're functional. I don't see anything saying that they're closed. There was apparently some pretty significant damage that occurred to this dock 2 or 3 weekends ago. So they have lifted it up, and it sounds like it's going to stay that way for a while. Don't know for how long, but as you can see, if you're a 2-person operation, you could launch here without any problems. If you're a 1-person operation, not so much. It's only going to take about 6 or 7 more inches of water, and that walkway is going to be underwater. So there you go. Okay, we're at Kaikai Vista Casino's launch ramp, and they're in pretty good shape. They still got a pretty good gradient here and room to work as far as water coming up. The fact that, you know, their entire marina floats, they're in good shape. So they're doing a pretty good job of keeping it clear, and obviously because it's in an area that doesn't get a lot of direct wind, you don't get a lot of stuff building up on the ramp itself. So this one's in good shape as well. Lakeside County Park, and it's in good shape. It's like the water could come up another half a foot maybe before it would be a problem on the left side. Right side, pretty level right now, so might have to be some adjustments made on that one, but the ramp itself is open, and we've got about 5 truck and trailers parked here. Okay, State Park launch ramp. It's in good shape. Obviously, because it's protected, you don't see, you know, any stuff built up really on the launch ramp itself. Kind of like Lakeport was. It's pretty. The ramp dock on the right-hand side is pretty level, so I don't really know what's going to happen if the lake comes up another 6 inches. I don't know if they'll just let it go, or if they'll pull the pins on it as well. As you can see over here on the left hand side, overall most of the dock is a little bit higher than the walkway. So, but at this point in time, it's open and in good shape, and no one in the parking lot. You know, here's our last stop of the day. This is Brado's Marina, and as you can see, they're still in good shape. I don't know at what point they would stop launching in here, but they're good for now, that's for sure. Okay? Well, peeps, hope you enjoyed your little tour of the, not all, but most of the major launch ramps around the lake today. Talk about water, you know, go back and forth here real quick. First of all, these launch ramps are both operated and maintained by the city, the county, and the state, depending on which launch ramp that, you know, we actually looked at today. So the rules are kind of all over the board. Can't tell you when they'll open them. I can't tell you when they'll close them until we see it actually happen. So the lake level right now, as of this moment, is a little over 8 feet, which is a little over a half a foot more than what's called full. They're releasing water. They're doing the best they can. Driving around the lake, I'll tell you what, it rained the entire time that we drove around the lake today. It takes about an hour and 40 minutes to do what I did today. And it was raining pretty much around the entire trip. Let's talk about the inflow real quick. Rodman obviously was running pretty good, and it was pumping out a lot of mud. Other than that, when you look at the others, like over on my side of the lake here between the state park and Lakeport, you've got Coal Creek, Adobe Creek, Kelsey Creek, Manning Creek. All four of them are running, but it's not like they're ripping with huge trees coming down, you know, the middle like we've seen, and I've done videos before showing for Kelsey especially. They're running well, but it's not like they're just ripping. So they're throwing dirty water wherever they're coming in on that side of the lake. And that's to be expected. But overall, you know, there's a lot of good looking water out there that's fishable right now. So not too much trouble there. As far as anything else that I wanted to cover today, that's about it. I don't see, with the forecast and the way the creeks are running right now, you know, I don't see it getting up to more than about 8.5 feet, but that's just a guess, and it really probably isn't worth much to anybody anyway. So anyway, hope you enjoyed your tour today. Big thanks to Bob, Tyler, and Vern for kind of doing their thing and picking up on the other end of the lake. We try to do justice and give all of the out of the area people as much information as possible. You know, I probably saw 9 boats, maybe 10 boats out today. Some of them I know are practicing for upcoming tournaments. So anyway, that's the information as best I know it. We'll talk to you next time.